You know, ladies and gentlemen, as we begin this event today, I can't help but be reminded of the fact that it was almost a year ago to the day that we had our last major event. In fact, it was March 11th of last year, and it was the Virginia Beach State of the City. And we had about 1,300 people in this room. We've got about 10 in the room now, so things have changed drastically. We've become used to wearing masks. We've become used to social distancing. We use hand sanitizer. We have Zoom meetings and webinars. We're doing most of our events virtually, and we're live streaming this event today. But I will tell you that there is light at the end of the tunnel. We have withstood over a year of this pandemic, and we are still strong. Your chamber is strong. The city of Virginia Beach is strong. The business community is strong. And we're going to roll out of this pandemic in a few months even stronger than we rolled into it, because we've been working together. There's something about tragedy, there's something about adversity that brings people together. And that's what this pandemic is going to do. We're going to be a much better business community. I predict that the Virginia Beach business community is going to have a banner year, especially in the hospitality and tourism this summer. I think people are hungry to get back to the beaches, stay in the hotels, eat in our restaurants, and I think it's going to be a great year for us. I want to take a moment to thank all of our sponsors once again. We have strategic sponsors and we also have other sponsors who have not left us this year. They have continued to support the Hampton Roads Chamber, and again, I just want to personally and professionally thank you for your continued support through this pandemic. Today, I am also very thankful to our sponsors for this particular event, who once again have decided to support us regardless of the fact that we're in the middle of this pandemic. I especially want to thank our presenting sponsor, who again this year is Town Bank. I want to thank Bob Aston, Morgan Davis, and Buffy Barefoot, who is with us today, for their leadership and their engagement into the business community. Thank you for all that you do. Today's city host sponsor is Dominion Energy. I want to thank Ed Bain. Ed was a speaker for one of our events and really shared his leadership philosophy with us, and we learned a lot from Ed. So Ed, thank you so much for your continued support. Our Platinum Series sponsor is Bon Secours Hampton Roads. Amy Carrier runs that organization, and what a great civic leader she is. She's involved, she's engaged, and we just appreciate her and Bon Secours' continued support. Our Building the Future sponsor is the Franklin Johnston Group. We want to thank Wendell and Taylor Franklin and Tom Johnston. I think we're going to hear from Taylor here in a few minutes, so thank you guys for your leadership and support. Our host sponsor, the Virginia Beach Convention Center. We want to congratulate and thank Brian Miller for his promotion to general manager of this great facility. And what I'll tell you, Brian, we're looking forward to next year having 1,300 to 1,500 people in here for this event. So thank you very much for all that you do. Our Silver Series sponsors are AB&B, Geico, Hampton Roads Workforce Council, Norfolk State University, and we want to wish them luck in the this Thursday in the NCAA tournament, Optima Health, and Verizon. Our bronze sponsors are Langley Federal Credit Union and LifeNet Health, and our AV sponsor is Productive AV. So thank you guys, we appreciate all your support. Ladies and gentlemen, for those in the room, join me in a round of applause for all of our sponsors. As I mentioned to you, Dominion Energy is our city host sponsor for today, and I now welcome Bonita Billingsley Harris, Dominion Energy Regional Director, for a few comments. Bonita?
Thank you so much, Brian. And top of the afternoon to all of you. As Brian said, I am Bonita Billingsley Harris, Regional Director at Dominion Energy, and we are so excited to talk with you, work with you, and collaborate with you about the Coastal Virginia Offshore Wind Program. Since last year, the first 2 turbines have been spinning off the coast of Virginia Beach and generating clean energy for us, about 3,000 homes and businesses. And not only is our pilot project generating clean, green energy, as it's expanded into a commercial project, and as our one-of-a-kind transport vessel is home-ported here in Hampton Roads, the opportunities are huge. This new industry will create jobs in Hampton Roads. It will provide energy for up to 660,000 homes, and businesses, and Virginia will be a model for the rest of the country. We have been enjoying meeting with Virginia Beach residents and neighboring communities and talking with them and meeting with them to learn and help us determine the best path forward to get the energy from off the coast of Virginia Beach onshore to our homes and businesses through the electric grid. There's something in the water, all right. Please join me in watching this video that will show you how this offshore wind project makes Virginia Beach a clean energy lover. Thank you.
27 miles off the coast of Virginia Beach, secured 80 feet below the water's surface and rising 600 feet into the air, stands the future of energy in America. The 2 test turbines there are now producing approximately 12 megawatts of electricity. But they're also demonstrating to the world that wind energy works well in the Atlantic. Well enough to help greenlight the construction of the additional 188 turbines that will fulfill this project's scope. It's called the Coastal Virginia Offshore Wind Project. These new turbines will be 200 feet taller and collectively generate 220 times more power than the pilot project, enough to heat and light up to 660,000 homes at peak and keep Virginia on course to becoming carbon-free by 2045. And for Hampton Roads, having the first wind farm in federal waters will position both the region and the Commonwealth of Virginia internationally as leaders in science, technology, and the use of clean and renewable energy. These turbines will even help to position Hampton Roads as a hub for a robust wind energy supply chain that exists nowhere else in America today. In fact, a vessel is now being built that will haul equipment from the shore to the construction site. Home ported in Hampton Roads, the vessel will transport wind turbines from the terminal and install them at sea. The vessel will also be able to serve other wind farms that may follow along the eastern seaboard. This emerging industry will require the talents of dedicated men and women from a broad array of fields to fashion and maintain the blades and other equipment necessary for the Coastal Virginia Offshore Wind Project, also known as CVOW. CVOW will bring Hampton Roads into the national spotlight when it comes to clean and renewable energy, boosting the local economy and showing our young people that the region has a strong future, one that's well worth growing in or returning to for meaningful employment. Once the power comes ashore, it will be transmitted across Virginia Beach to Dominion Energy's Fentress substation in Chesapeake. Dominion Energy will review and put forward a number of routing options for consideration. To accomplish this, we will collaborate with localities, residents, and other stakeholders to minimize disruption and maximize the use of existing rights-of-way. That process begins now, principally in Virginia Beach and in Chesapeake, 2 dynamic cities in a region well positioned to take advantage of the power of the wind as it moves over our seas. And Dominion Energy stands ready to be the reliable partner needed to help grow the future prosperity of Hampton Roads. Because the Coastal Virginia Offshore Wind Project is an important part of that future.
That's a pretty exciting project, Benita. Thank you for bringing it to us. We appreciate that. Our Building the Future sponsor is actually the Hampton Roads Chamber's newest strategic partner, and so we're very grateful for that. The Franklin Johnston Group. Taylor Franklin will now join us for a few comments. Taylor.
Thank you, Brian, and happy St. Patrick's Day to everybody out there. Good afternoon, as Brian said. My name is Taylor Franklin, and I am the Chief Operating Officer of the Franklin Johnston Group. On behalf of my partners and our company, it's our pleasure to be the strategic partner of the Chamber of Commerce and the Building of the Future sponsor. The Franklin Johnston Group employs over 550 team members across 7 states, with our corporate headquarters located right here in Virginia Beach. Our company focuses on the development and management of affordable and luxury apartment communities in the Mid-Atlantic and Southeast. Over the past few years, we have focused on developing new, affordable communities in Hampton Roads, specifically Virginia Beach and Norfolk. We are fortunate to have strong leadership in Virginia Beach, led by our Mayor, Dyer, and the members of City Council who believe strongly in affordable housing. In the last 5 years, we have developed over 1,500 units, 1,000 of those being affordable and located right here in the heart of Virginia Beach. We look forward to many years of developing communities that our residents are proud to call home. I appreciate your time today, and I hope you will enjoy this short video that shows how proud we are to be part of this wonderful community.
No matter what it takes, I'm coming home, I'm coming home. Tell the world I'm coming.
Hey, we're home. What's the gate code?
1981.
I know my kingdom awaits, and they've forgiven my mistakes. I'm coming home, I'm coming home. Tell the world I'm coming home, I'm coming home. Tell the world I'm coming home. Let the rain wash away all the pain of yesterday. I know my kingdom awaits, and they forgive.
You want to go to the dog park? Come on, let's go.
The Franklin Johnston Group calls Virginia Beach home and takes pride in designing communities based on the needs of today's renter. We implement decades of success in developing and managing luxury, senior, and affordable multifamily residences for over 115 communities in 7 states along the East Coast. The Franklin Johnston Group is known for providing distinct lifestyle experiences unique to our properties. From sleek modern designs to laid-back Southern style, we provide homes that directly cater to those who call our residences home. Attention to detail and commitment to excellence goes into every one of our locations. Exceptional customer service as we guide residents through the process of finding the perfect home is paramount. The amenities found at the Franklin Johnston Group properties are second to none, with a focus on health and fitness, providing an escape to relax, rejuvenate, or entertaining family and friends. Springwater is a gated luxury community built in 2013 on Diamond Springs Road, boasting a gorgeous resort-style pool with cabanas and fire pit, fully equipped fitness center, dog park, tanning bed, and bowling alley. Southern style meets luxury living at Southern Pine near the Virginia Beach Municipal Center. Residents of this community enjoy the tranquility of this area, surrounded by tall trees, water features, and adjacent to the golf course. The infinity pool, expansive sun deck, 2-story luxury clubhouse, pavilion with fire pits, gas grills, outdoor kitchens, fitness center, and bowling alley are just some of the amazing amenities at this fantastic community. 200 West is an affordable community in the heart of Virginia Beach, just west of Town Center. The demand for affordable apartment homes is high in Virginia Beach, and 200 West met that demand. Each apartment home is built with the same standards as the market rate communities and feature modern kitchens, spacious closets, full-size washer and dryers, a clubhouse with a state-of-the-art fitness center, resident lounge with kitchen, playground, and resort-style pool. Renaissance is the second affordable community built by the Franklin Johnston Group in the last 2 years. Like its sister community, 200 West, Renaissance offers numerous creature comforts and features specifically designed around the lifestyles and needs of its residents. This attention to detail has become a signature known throughout all of our properties. Coastal 61, located on Wesleyan Drive, is a modern community with everything to meet the needs of today's savvy renter. Superb interior finishes and details like granite countertops, designer cabinetry, breakfast bar with pendant lighting, crown molding, a laundry room with full-size washer and dryer, and walk-in closets are found in every apartment. The rest of the community is just as luxurious. Within the multi-story clubhouse, you'll find a resident lounge with fireplace and kitchen, health and fitness center with all the latest equipment, including a Peloton, an indoor-outdoor rooftop lounge, a game room with flat-screen TVs, billiards, ping pong, and board games overlook a resort-style pool. And breaking ground later this year is Boulevard 45. Located on South Boulevard near Mount Trashmore, Boulevard 45 will change the game in Hampton Roads apartment living, offering luxurious 1-, 2-, and 3-bedroom apartments featuring contemporary architecture and numerous Franklin Johnston Group signature amenities. The Franklin Johnston Group is excited to announce we've successfully rezoned 2 additional pieces of property that will soon be home to senior independent residences and another affordable apartment community. The Franklin Johnston Group has created over 540 jobs in 7 states, with the majority of those based here in Virginia. Over $500,000 have been donated in support of local events, civic organizations, and charities. And close to 20,000 families have become part of the Franklin Johnston family and call our properties home. The Franklin Johnston Group. The future of apartment home living.
Sign me up, okay? As I mentioned earlier, we're so blessed to have Town Bank as our presenting sponsor again this year. We have with us Buffy Barefoot, who's the president of Town Bank, Virginia Beach. He's going to give a few comments on behalf of Town Bank and then introduce our keynote speaker.
It is a pleasure for me to be here today to welcome you to the first virtual State of the City address. Town Bank is honored to once again be the presenting sponsor for the series of 5 State of the City addresses. For many years, hundreds of business, civic, and community leaders from across Hampton Roads have come together for the State of the City meetings. We all hope that by next spring, we will once again be able to be together in person. This past year has been an incredibly challenging one for local businesses. I applaud the Hampton Roads Chamber of Commerce for stepping up to help in the midst of an unprecedented economic storm. The Chamber's COVID response site and COVID recovery site were recognized as the model that all organizations should follow. The Chamber has also provided virtual education on everything from team bonding to diversity and mental wellness. Town Bank was honored to help local businesses through PPP, Payroll Protection Program. We were able to support 6,700 businesses with more than $1.2 billion in needed funding. We are now participating in the second round of PPP. Town Bank has grown over the years from 3 offices in 1999 to over 40 offices today throughout Hampton Roads and Central Virginia, as well as North Carolina. We continue our commitment to serving others and enriching lives by supporting hundreds of local charitable organizations through donations, scholarships, and grants. Since our founding, Town Bank has contributed more than $76 million to the communities we serve. Now, it is my honor to introduce Mayor Bobby Dyer. Virginia Beach has seen a number of successes during 2020, as well as a multifaceted response to COVID. In a moment, Mayor Dyer will tell you more about his city's achievements, but let me highlight just a few. Virginia Beach has the lowest crime rate among cities of its size. More than 11,000 volunteers served over 995,000 hours to help their city. We earned a perfect 100 on the Human Rights Campaign's Municipal Equality Index. Virginia Beach was named the #1 digital city of its size. The Virginia Beach Convention Center received the U.S. Green Building Council 2020 Leadership Award. First elected mayor in November 2018, Mayor Bobby Dyer was reelected November 2020. He is the first veteran and the first PhD to serve as mayor of Virginia Beach. Mayor Dyer's service to the city began in 2004 when he won the Centerville District seat on City Council. Mayor Dyer championed small business, improving service delivery, and supporting the Navy. He was concerned that encroaching development risked NAS Oceana addition to the BRAC This concern became a reality a year later when the BRAC Commission added Oceana to the list of base closures. Mayor Dyer's foresight helped to prepare the city to defend Oceana, saving over 16,000 jobs with a payroll of close to $1.2 billion and preserving this vital aspect of the Virginia Beach economy. Mayor Dyer served his country as a United States Marine from 1968 to 1972. He earned a bachelor's degree from St. Louis University, a master's degree in public administration from Fairleigh Dickinson University, and a PhD in organizational leadership from Regent University. Mayor Dyer and his wife, Trish, live in the Lake Christopher section of the Centerville District in Virginia Beach. They have 2 children and 4 grandchildren. Please join me in welcoming Mayor Bobby Dyer.
Thank you all for participating in this virtual meeting. I can't wait for the time we could all get together, but hey, listen, right now, I gotta do something pretty important. Hi, everyone. I just wrapped up another virtual meeting. It hasn't been easy adjusting to life in this new environment, but if 2020 has taught us anything, it's how to improvise, adapt, and overcome. That's the unofficial motto of the Marines, which I took to heart when I was a young Marine back in the day. And it fits Virginia Beach too. How we dealt with the challenges of 2020, especially with COVID-19, are examples of this. Today, we're underway with vaccine clinics, which is a welcome relief. And while Virginia Beach has fared better than many communities around the country, that doesn't erase the devastation the pandemic has caused. We have lost friends and family to the terrible virus. Businesses have struggled and some had to close. People have lost jobs. Parents have had to figure out how to work from home while also being teachers. Teachers have had to reinvent the learning experience. Many of our oldest and youngest residents have been unable to see each other for over a year. No question, it's been one of the most difficult periods we've faced in a long time. Today, I want to share with you some of the things we've been doing to help reduce the impacts and talk about what's ahead for our great city. Since we can't host a State of the City in person like we normally do, I thought I'd do things a little differently. I'm going to take you on a virtual tour between now and when I arrive at the convention center. First stop, Human Services. The COVID-19 outbreak has affected all of us, but some members of our community have been especially hard hit. I wanted to start here at Human Services because this department bears much of the responsibility for ensuring that our most vulnerable citizens get the help that they need.
Welcome, Mayor Dyer.
Oh, it's an honor to be here, Eileen. Tell me what you've seen and how your staff has adapted.
Well, we have been continuing to provide services 24/7 during the pandemic. We never stopped. Our programs run at all times, whether it's crisis or our intermediate care facilities. And a majority of the staff that were not doing those type of positions actually have been teleworking. We do telehealth visits, thousands of them, approximately 10,000 a month. And also we do go out into the community to do the services that we used to do. Everything is running the same for Human Services because we cannot stop serving our citizens.
Well, could you please convey to your wonderful staff my thanks and the council's thanks and the community's thanks for everything you do. Even when before COVID, you were performing essential services, but especially now with so many families hard pressed, you are just invaluable to making Virginia Beach the great city that it is. And at this point, I really have to run, but thank you so much for welcoming me.
I will convey that.
We'll see you
Thank
soon.
you, sir.
Thank you.
Welcome to economic development.
Thank you very much. Sustaining our economic vitality well into the future is a major focus of our work. And it may surprise some to know that even during the pandemic, Virginia Beach saw some businesses expand and other moves operations here, adding jobs and increasing our tax base. In fact, last year, businesses across our major industry sectors created more than 1,700 new jobs and invested close to $228 million to support their operations. Through increased tax revenues, the city estimates a 20-year economic return of $55.8 million. Now, we know the pandemic has been extremely difficult for our tourism-related businesses, which is why I was especially encouraged to learn that among the top 25 tourist destinations in the country, Virginia Beach achieved the highest hotel occupancy for 18 weeks straight. That's a testament to changes our hotel and restaurant industry businesses made and the support the city provided to ensure safety and cleanliness was always top of mind. In the face of an aggressive pandemic, your city council was progressive, approving many financial relief programs designed to assist small businesses, arts and cultural organizations, and individual families. Like no other municipality in our region, city leaders adopted programs to help our businesses and residents make ends meet through the pandemic, including implementing a meals tax holiday, deferring tax payments and delaying tax filings, providing real estate and property tax relief for senior and disabled citizens, and providing financial assistance to qualifying city services customers experiencing hardship due to COVID-19 and suspending service disconnections, assisting people in paying their mortgages, delivering $1.7 million to support 19 different Hampton Roads-based nonprofit arts and cultural organizations, and 20 community organizations. We partner with the United Way of Southampton Roads, the Food Bank of Southeastern Virginia and Eastern Shore, the Hampton Roads Workforce Council, and LISC Hampton Roads to help Virginia Beach residents and small businesses financially impacted by the pandemic. Improvising, adapting, and overcoming is what our nonprofits are doing. It's what our residents are doing. And it's what our businesses are doing as well, which you'll see at my next stop. The premium PPE story is just one of many on how many people adapt in the face of adversity. Brent, tell us your remarkable story.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks for joining us here today as well. Premium PPE somehow has done almost 12 months of production. It's amazing how fast it's gone. At one point in early 2020, we started with 7 employees and 1 machine. And as you're walking through the factory today, we have over 250 employees. We have 23 manufacturing lines, and we're currently running 24 hours a day, 5 days a week. So we started with 1 machine and 1 mask, and then it was 2, and then it was 3. We're helping local businesses, we're helping hospitals, we're helping businesses nationally, and that's just continuing to grow. I think there's a lot to be said for the trust in an American product that's using American labor made in the country. So we've kept that momentum going, and as I mentioned, we're now up to 23 lines and 250 employees. Late last year, or early this year, we completed an order to the Department of Defense for over 70 million masks. And again, we continue to support businesses throughout the country, throughout the U.S. And it's been a year's worth of hard work, sleepless nights, some blood, some sweat, some tears, all of the above. But we're just really proud to continue offering great manufacturing jobs here in the city of Virginia Beach. All of our employees are local. Most of them were put out of work by COVID, so we're incredibly thankful, 1, to be able to offer that employment, but 2, to have those folks available to work and work so hard, because we definitely couldn't have got here without the local workforce and also without the help of Virginia Beach government in your office, as well as the state, in terms of helping us not only with economic development, but also offering resources from mentorship and help us connect us with insurance companies and warehousing support and other things that we couldn't have done on our own, that your team and the team from the state were very supportive of.
Let me say, what a remarkable story. The strength of Virginia Beach are the people of Virginia Beach. And during this tough, challenging time, your company not only started, but expanded to the point where you are just performing a valuable service. Thank you again for your company being the heart and soul of Virginia Beach. But right now, I'm off to my next visit. Well, thanks for coming. Resilience, the ability to bounce back or recover. Thanks to beach replenishments, resilient is a word we would use to describe our shoreline. We've replenished almost all of our beaches over a 2-year period with more than 3 million cubic yards of sand. Philip, why is this so important?
Thank you, Mayor. As you well know, we have been managing and replenishing our beaches since the 1940s. Like other beaches along the eastern seaboard, our beach is naturally erosional. That is the key point. We have to replace that sand that we lose due to erosion. Why is that important? Because that sand and the elevation of our beaches is our first line of defense against coastal storm surge and coastal storms. They help protect the residents along the oceanfront, and they also help protect our inland infrastructure. Now, it also plays a key point in our tourism industry because the wider, bigger beaches help draw residents and tourists to the oceanfront. Now, as you can see, that is a win-win. The beach replenishment basically pays for itself, and it's a key part to our coastal resiliency efforts.
Sand replenishment is obviously a strategy for the coastal region, but most of the problems in the city are inland. What are we doing about that?
That's true, Mayor. We are dealing with many issues inland. Some of them are the result of more frequent and more intense storm events, storm surge, wind tides, and other neighborhood flooding problems that we are having to deal with. Our resiliency efforts include planning and strategies that help mitigate those problems to reduce those issues for our residents. One of the key factors that we've started a few years ago is our master storm watershed modeling. With that, we're being proactive by modeling our watersheds so that we can use our stormwater dollars in the best and most efficient location to reduce stormwater flooding. Now, what we're also doing is we continue to do our normal maintenance, including dredging, ditch work, and neighborhood preservation, so that we can ensure that our existing stormwater infrastructure continues to function as best as possible. All these combined help to establish our resiliency efforts with regards to stormwater.
Well, I'll tell you what, thank you so much for being here and giving out that very important information. Really appreciate it.
Thanks, Mayor. Anytime. Appreciate it.
The City Council is considering whether to ask Virginia Beach voters to approve a bond referendum to invest in essential stormwater projects. Among our most important responsibilities we have in city government is to ensure we are good stewards of the tax dollars entrusted to us and that we deliver quality services. I have some good reports on this. The pandemic hit just as we were considering a new city budget. We had to go back to the drawing board to figure out the impact on revenues and expenditures. It was painful, but we put numerous big-ticket projects on hold. With so much uncertainty about the impacts of the pandemic, it was the right thing to do. The good news is that we ended up closing our revenue estimates for fiscal 2020. By October, we felt good about the positive financial results of the first quarter, and we resumed work on the new City Hall and 2 other items. Last month, we were able to give the green light to 14 projects valued at $22 million, projects that enhance our infrastructure and augment our public safety, parks and recreation, economic development, and tourism programs. These are in addition to projects taking shape in every district of our city. There's more good news. Our high credit rating gave us the ability to refinance and save taxpayers more than $12 million last fall. For the third consecutive year, 100% of schools tested in Virginia Beach earned full accreditation from the Commonwealth of Virginia. In addition, the on-time graduation rate in Virginia Beach schools reached a record high for the 12th consecutive year. Accolades poured in, lots of them. From our tourism industry to our strong military presence, from our schools to our emerging bioscience industry, and from our agricultural production to our growing information technology and energy production capabilities, Virginia Beach is so fortunate to have many assets that contribute to our sound economy and high quality of life. One area of economic activity that has been consistently strong for Virginia Beach is sports tourism. And last year, we brought an asset online to help cement our position. Let's check out the Virginia Beach Sports Center.
Welcome to the Sports Center, Mayor.
Hey, thanks for having me. Good to see you. Hey, good morning, Nancy. How are you doing?
Hi, Mayor. Welcome to the Virginia Beach Sports Center. It's great to see you.
I'll tell you what, it's an honor to be here, and I'll tell you what, kudos to you and your staff for opening this magnificent facility during a pandemic and making it successful and giving us such a bright future. Tell me about what you're doing. Tell me about where you see this place going, and tell me about the economic benefit to all the people in Virginia Beach.
Well, I'm happy to. We're just so proud for the city of Virginia Beach, having a world-class venue right in our own backyard. The 285,000 square foot Virginia Beach Sports Center features a 200-meter hydraulically banked track, 12 basketball courts that are convertible to 24 volleyball courts. It means events galore right here in our own city, bringing terrific and tremendous economic impact. Currently, we host about 100 events a year, and adding this facility means the sky's the limit. We were even recently awarded the opportunity to host the NCAA championship.
Unbelievable. Let me just say this. This is going to bring people from Virginia Beach out here, give them something to do. It's going to bring people from all over the country. They're going to stay in our hotels. They're going to eat at our restaurants and really be part of the economy. I'll tell you what, kudos to you and your magnificent staff.
Well, thank you, Mayor. The best part, though, is when the citizens of Virginia Beach actually get to come and compete here. Our favorite days are when the students from Virginia Beach City Public Schools and the kids from around Hampton Roads have the opportunity to run on a world-class track and really see what their future can be like.
Well, I'll tell you what, you are truly a gem of Virginia Beach.
and really see what their future can be like.
Well, I'll tell you what, you are truly a gem of Virginia Beach.
And really see what their future can be like.
Well, I'll tell you what, you are truly a gem of Virginia Beach. Make sure that residents, visitors, and businesses have a great day every day at the Virginia Beach oceanfront. The pandemic and resulting economic challenges were not the only ones 2020 brought. Issues of racial equality and police reforms came to the forefront following the killing of George Floyd by a Minneapolis police officer. Like many communities across the nation, we had dozens of protests and marches here. People came together to voice their fears, raise concerns, and call for changes to systems that treat people of color unfairly and unjustly. I listened to hundreds, if not thousands of people over the last 10 months who shared their perspectives and suggestions. I took all of that and shaped it into an idea I'll talk about in a few minutes. Right now, I gotta get to the ballroom.
How's everybody today? Good stuff. Thank you for allowing me to provide that little tour today. I wanted to do something different with this State of the City presentation because it seemed like everything about 2020 was different. We faced new challenges at the same time we were still trying to cope with the unspeakable loss we experienced on May 31st of 2019. Somebody once said, grief never ends, but it changes. It's a passage, not a place to stay. Grief is not a sign of weakness nor a lack of faith. It's the price of love. Please join me in a moment of silence to honor the lives of friends, colleagues, and loved ones killed or injured on that day. Thank you. It's hard to believe it will soon be 2 years since that fateful day. I remember it like it was yesterday. And I know I have been able to persevere because of the incredible support of my lovely wife, Trish, and our 2 children, as well as our 4 grandchildren. As we look ahead, we are focused on ensuring Virginia Beach has quality city services that contribute to our health, safety, and education. Infrastructure that enhances and protects our community and a thriving economy. One of the kickstarts to our economy is a project we've been talking about for a while now, and some of you may have wondered, is it really going to happen? I'm happy to say, yes, Virginia Beach, there's going to be Atlantic Park. It's going to transform Virginia Beach experience by bringing state-of-the-art surf park and new businesses to our city. and a 3,500-person entertainment venue will make sure music and entertainment are the mainstays of the beach. Here's a new look at the design. That project would not be happening without public-private partnerships that allow us to do more together than we can do on our own. That kind of collaboration is an essential ingredient in our collective successes. And I see that city government can play a role as a facilitator to bring together people from throughout our community and our region. I have identified 3 specific areas in this collaboration that can take us to the next level and be a model for the rest of the nation. Inclusion, technology, and clean energy. The new Virginia Beach Idea Commission will represent every facet of our community as we examine issues, projects, and initiatives through the lens of IDEA. Inclusion, diversity, equity, accessibility. I've asked Dr. Amelia Ross Hammond to chair the IDEA Commission and help develop it is a coalition of faith-based and civic organizations and business groups. These commissioners will reach out to people throughout Virginia Beach, facilitate conversations to help break down barriers, and develop actionable ideas in the areas of social justice, healthcare, housing, transportation, job creation, service delivery, and more. The Task Force on Technology and Innovation is being chaired by Ben Davenport, Vice President of Strategic Development at Global Technology Systems. This panel will examine our potential to attract high-end technology jobs and increase training opportunities to assure we have a workforce required to fill those jobs. This task force will also explore its way to enhance existing local industry and government operations. And finally, this is St. Patrick's Day, arguably one of the greenest days of the year. So today it's only fitting I announce the creation of the Virginia Beach Mayor's Commission for Offshore Wind and Clean Energy. As bad as 2020 was in so many levels, something good happened just 27 miles east of here. 2 580-foot-high wind turbines came online, the first ever in federal waters of the United States. They are now spinning and producing enough energy to power 3,000 homes on shore. Ultimately, we can expect coastal Virginia offshore wind will provide enough electricity to power more than 653,000 homes. Dominion Energy erected them as a test before embarking on a much larger effort. The company, in partnership with Avangrid, plans to build 188 turbines, each 100 feet higher than our Westin Hotel. Work right now is focused on securing permits. The plan is for the electricity to come ashore near the Army National Guard base at Camp Pendleton and be transported to a substation at Fentress Airfield in Chesapeake, a distance of about 18 miles. The wind is blowing in our direction. Virginia Beach is uniquely positioned to host this emerging industry. Companies that manufacture blades and other equipment will be needed here to build and service the windmills. And those companies will need skilled technicians. That's why Virginia Beach has invested $1 million at Tidewater Community College to purchase equipment to teach the skills necessary to support offshore wind. And Virginia Beach schools will be active in developing curriculum to support career pathways into this new industry. I can foresee our convention center hosting conferences and seminars on clean energy, because together with Old Dominion University, Tidewater Community College, and others in our region can be the East Coast headquarters to clean energy. Our Vice Mayor, Jim Wood, who has served 18 years on the City Council representing the Lynn Haven District, will chair this important body. It will include members from key government agencies as well as representatives of private organizations and sector workforce development, environmental groups, public schools, the U.S. Navy, and of course, Dominion Energy. Virginia Beach will be at the forefront of emerging clean energy technology, so we can attract the most in-demand jobs for future generations. With this focus, we can meet our ongoing commitment to ensure Virginia Beach is a place for our kids to call home. One thing we know for sure, the people of Virginia Beach are the strength of Virginia Beach. And together, we will be the model of how a community can come together. And now it's time to rise and shine as a community of one. And as Pastor Thorogood said in his marvelous invocation, we are and always will be the Be Strong. Thank you all. God bless America. God bless Virginia Beach. Thank you.